Do you remember LimeWire? Do you maybe miss LimeWire? Do you have a guilty conscience about LimeWire? Well, forget about all of that because LimeWire is back, baby. And it has nothing to do with its questionable past except the name. So instead of dusting off your long-lost MP3 collection, the folks behind the new LimeWire want to drive forward your art collection. We're talking images, music, and audio, all whipped up by you and LimeWire's freshly squeezed AI Studio. So this is LimeWire Studio. You just go to limewire.com/studio or follow the link in the description below. And you can see here, there's a few different things on the left-hand side. You've got the Explore tab. So they've got a bunch of different images that have been generated by other users to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what can be created here. Obviously someone's going through a bit of a Marvel and DC theme at the moment. And then over on the left, you've got your AI Studio. So let's jump into the AI Studio here. And at the moment, we've got images. We've got the ability to generate images. We don't have the ability to do audio or video, but that is coming soon, as you can see. So let's jump into creating an image. This is one that I was playing with earlier when I was testing out the product, but let's just do our favorite example, a cat floating through space. So let's jump into here, a cat in a space suit floating through the galaxy. Negative prompt, we can put things that we don't want in. So let's do, we don't want to see the moon. We don't want to see, what else don't we want to see? We don't want to see a spaceship. We want it to look like this cat is floating out into the wild. Now we've got different AI models here as well. So the options that we've got are Blue Willow version 4, version 3, we can do DALL-E 2. We've got some stable diffusion versions as well. I'm going to stick with Blue Willow version 4 for now. We do have some options over on the right-hand side here. So we've got our image dimensions. 1024 by 1024 will obviously render you a square image. 1024 by 1536, you'll get a rectangular image here. And then 1536 by 1024 as well. So depending on if you want vertical or horizontal, I'm just gonna go with a square. Now prompt guidance, higher values will make your image closer to your prompt. Quality and details, medium, higher quality will result in more steps, but take longer, and then you could do a different number of images. So let's start with this prompt and we'll just do the prompt guidance at 10, medium, and we'll do 2 images for now, and then we'll kind of iterate on that. So there we go, that took about 15 seconds. So now we have a cat in its spacesuit on both of these. We've got sort of the nebula in the background here. This one, it does have the spaceship, even though we did say we don't want to see the spaceship, but that's okay. I did say spacesuit here, so maybe it's getting a little bit confused. But let's go with prompt guidance now. We'll just jack that all the way up to 15, and let's go quality and details. Let's pop that to high, and let's try and get 4 images out of this one as well. And depending on the amount of credits that you've got, you might want to be, a little more careful with how many that you are generating. Remember, you do get 10 free credits per day on the free account. So for instance, this with all of the prompt guidance and the high detail and 4 images, that's going to cost me 6 credits. So there we go, we've got some similar images to what we originally generated, obviously a little bit more detail when it comes to the quality, and the higher value that we did with our prompt guidance, it does say that our image will be closer to our prompt, and I will say it does, we haven't been given the spaceship in these, which was part of our negative prompt. I actually quite like the first one that we got here, so I'm going to click on this and see what other options I've got. So now that I've clicked on create a variant here, you can see that the prompt guidance has dropped back down to 10, gone to medium quality, and number of images is 1. So let's just do that and we'll go generate image. Now we're generating a variant based off this image here. It's quite similar. This time we've got the helmet on. I quite like it actually. It's very, nebulous in the background there. He's got his ears tucked into the helmet this time, which I do like. I wonder if we can have the spacesuit actually have a visor on it. I'm going to do a cat in a spacesuit floating through the galaxy. The Earth reflecting off its visor. Reflecting off the visor of the helmet. And I'm going to take all negative prompts out. I'm going to go to high quality and I'm going to put the prompt guidance all the way up, and we're going to go with 4 images again. Yeah, so I quite like the variations that have come up here. I think this this first one is my favorite. You can definitely see that there's some sort of visor here. You know, we've got a little ways to go before we're seeing reflections and things like that represented perfectly, but I was throwing a bit of a curveball at this one. Let's leave the exact same prompt, but this time instead of doing the Blue Willow version 4 model, let's drop down to, just say DALL-E 2, just to see what differences we get here. Now, choosing the DALL-E model over here, you don't get as many customization options over on the right-hand side, but we'll just generate these images here, and they do cost a little bit more going through DALL-E by the looks of it. 12 credits to do 4 images here through the DALL-E model. The DALL-E model much faster than the Blue Willow, but you can see very, very, very different style here. Definitely not going for that photorealistic look. We didn't specify photorealism for the first prompt at all, but we've definitely gone for more of a cartoon, almost like vectory style here on DALL-E. Can't say I really enjoy those ones, to be honest. So let's see what the other models give us. And let's just go with the top stable diffusion one here. And we get some style prompts. So why don't we go with, we've got some different options. Analog film would be interesting. Let's try analog film. And then I want to try, what did I see there? Low poly, that would be interesting. Let's go analog film. And then you've got some more options over on the right-hand side here. So let's just crank the prompt guidance all the way up to 35, quality and detail all the way up to 150. Now with this clip preset, I'm going to leave it on default because I don't know too much about what all of these other options do. And the same with the sampler. I will leave that on default as well. This time I'm just going to generate 2 images and there we go. I kind of really vibe that analog film look. This one, my favorite so far. But let's try it without analog film and we'll go down to low poly and see what that gives us. Very different look once again. Stable diffusion is kind of fun because there are so many different styles that you can pick. So let's just have a look at a couple of other ones here. Let's go with a 3D model, see what that looks like. And I would say the 3D model looks similar to kind of what we were doing over on the Blue Willow to a point. Finally, we'll just have a look at this Google model down here just to test out all of the different models with this prompt. And you get similar things here in terms of style. So let's go with, why don't we go with a watercolor this time? And prompt guidance, again, we'll crank that up to 35 to give it the best chance at giving us something interesting. And we'll generate these 2 images and see what happens. Well, there we go. That one's actually given us the reflection of Earth on the visor here. And because you can't see what's behind the visor, it doesn't really matter that it's not a cat. To a point. All of these other ones, very obvious that it's a cat in space. So there we go. So that's basically the AI Studio in LimeWire. Have a play around with it, see what you can generate. I think given the fact that there's a whole bunch of different models that you can use and choose from here, yeah, it gives you a few different options and it's fun just to play around with. Obviously, I still think we've got a little ways to go when it comes to generative AI, especially for imagery and video and things like that. But it is interesting to see how these things are changing almost daily at the moment. So definitely keep an eye out. Have a look at LimeWire, have a look at the AI Studio and have a play around and see what you can come up with.
So there we go. It looks like LimeWire is somewhat back from the depths and it's looking to shake up the way we're generating and sharing digital artwork online. Time will tell how creatives use this, so let's keep an eye on it. In the meantime though, free users get 10 credits per day, so if you do want to check out the AI Studio, see what you can generate, head over there to LimeWire right now. We'll leave a link in the description below. If you do want to see us having a look at more generative AI tools on the channel, let us know down in the comments, and until next time, if you're not already, get subscribed.